Today we're going to be talking about some spooky stuff. It's going to be a whole lot of whoa and a whole lot of wow.
That's exactly how it would be.
No.
2 days later.
The baby's awake. So my son woke up. I don't think so.
I just don't think he's going to stay there.
He wants his mom's. Because he likes looking at himself. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I'm going to be doing some spooky ghostly encounters. If you know anything about me, I love all things scary. I love scary movies. I love scary podcasts. I love everything paranormal. I really love it. When I was younger and I would spend the night at my grandma's, all I would do is watch Freddy Krueger all the time. And that was like my jam, and my grandma would be like, why does she want to watch this? Like, I don't understand. And she'd be like, are you sure you don't want to watch anything else? And I was like, no, I want to watch Freddy Krueger. And I just like it. I really like it. I love horror and scary stuff. But I will say this. I am not someone who's like, yes, let's go to this abandoned warehouse that's haunted. That's not me. I'll go to haunted houses where it's like everything's scripted. This isn't something real, but real things I do not like to experience. I would not like to experience anything like that, but I have had experiences. So that's what I'm going to be talking about today. So that's my son's head. So this is going to be about the house that I lived in. I had 3 spooky, scary encounters at. So the first house I lived at it from the time that I was born till I was about 13. And nothing scary really happened there. The only thing was like I'd get these weird vibes, you know, when, I don't know if you've ever had those vibes like when you're going up the stairs and it feels like someone's behind you, or like, I don't know, like someone's gonna grab your leg, something like that. But that's the only thing really. The second house that I lived in, that's where I had all these encounters. So the first thing is, I lived on the top floor and my sister's room was right next to me, but she moved out basically almost immediately when we moved in. Hi. So my sister moved out basically when we moved into that house. So I was basically the only one who slept upstairs, and my parents' room was downstairs and my brother's room and my other sister. So it was only me upstairs. And I remember, like, sometimes I'd hear things like, I don't know if you've ever heard things and you're just like, I didn't hear anything. Like, no, like there's nothing, it's not a big deal because, you know, out of sight, out of mind type of thing. At least for me, that's what I think. I'm just like, don't even think about it, girl. So one time I was in my room and I was going to sleep and I literally heard something fall off of my dresser. So that was the first thing that I was like, okay, this is a little creepy, but I was like, just don't even think about it, just go to sleep. So the second thing is that I was sleeping in my room. This is the only time I've ever experienced this. I actually experienced sleep paralysis. I was sleeping in my bed and I was turned over. I heard someone open my door because when my door opened, it's like so loud. It opened really loud. It did kind of like a pop and it like creaked. Super creepy. But I heard someone open the door and my back was to the door because my bed was right here and the door's right here. So my back is like this, and I heard someone open the door. And I was experiencing sleep paralysis. So what that is, at least for me, what it was, is that you can't move, but your senses are very much working and you're not really asleep. You're like in between sleeping and awake. So what happened was I couldn't move and I could just hear the door open and I felt someone standing over me, and I was trying to wake up and I was trying to make a noise. I remember like trying to make noises like grunting or anything I can do, and so like they could wake me up, and I can feel them standing over me. So finally I broke out of it and I turned around and nobody was there and my door was shut. So that was the only time I've experienced sleep paralysis, thank God, because I do not want to experience that at all firsthand. So there's a Netflix documentary called Nightmare, and it's about sleep paralysis. So I watched that, and that's really creepy, and all of their experiences are like the same, and it's a lot of like pressure and stuff. Actually, I did experience sleep paralysis another time when I was a kid, but that could either been a fever or sleep paralysis. And that was at my first house actually, and I was laying on the couch, and I remember it felt like there was like a weight on top of my chest, like I couldn't breathe. And that's what a lot of people say they feel when they experience sleep paralysis. So the third thing that happened at my house was honestly the scariest thing that's ever happened to me. Well, almost scariest, but scary, really scary. So, well, firsthand that's happened to me. It's the second house I lived in.
Just do it, Ethan.
So the third story is that my brother and I were home alone, and my parents had left to, I don't know, I think they might have went on a date or to the store or something like that. They weren't going to be gone very long. So the setup in my house is the living room is upstairs. So we were upstairs in the living room, and my room's up there, and then there's a guest room, and then the kitchen. So my brother was in the kitchen and I was in the living room, and we heard something downstairs. And so I was walking to the door for downstairs, because our door downstairs, it's just a glass door, so you could see downstairs. And I went and looked, and I can see, and I still remember this, and it freaks me out, but I remember seeing, almost like you picture death, basically a black cloak, and I couldn't see a face, and I just freaked out and screamed my brother's name. And I ran to the back door, and I just ran out the back door actually, because I was that freaked out. And he was gonna lock me out, because I don't know, he thought I was playing, and you know your sibling relationship, how that goes. If you have a sibling, you know what I'm talking about. But he could see the fear in my eyes, and he was like, "What's wrong? What's going on?" And I was like, I seen something in a black cloak. Like, I know it sounds crazy, but I seen that down there on the stairs. Like, I seen it halfway up the stairs. And he was just like, what the heck? Like, I don't know. I don't think he believed me. Nobody believes me to this day, but my parents, we were waiting for them to get home. They finally got home, and we went and looked downstairs because we had heard a noise downstairs. And we looked, and the blinds had fell, and they fell on top of the washer, and that's what the noise was. Well, they're those kinds of blinds that are like the white ones that are like, they go across like that. The way they can come off is you kind of have to pull them out, and that's the only way they'd fall, or if one of the little things that it goes inside breaks. And everything was intact, it was just down. So I don't know how it fell or how it went down, but it was the scariest shit I've ever seen in front of me. The scariest thing that I've seen though is a video of a fairy, and I'll share that in the next video. But the other stuff that's happened in the house has really happened mostly to my dad, and I think my mom might have heard some stuff. I don't know, she doesn't really share it that much, but my dad has had like sleep paralysis, and I'm not sure if my brother's heard anything. Oh yeah, there's been like a lot of stuff that like falls off the walls, like pictures or different things like that, but I have never really felt like negative energy in that house. That was honestly just the only thing that was really creepy and freaky to see. But like I said, I love paranormal scary stuff, but to see it is a whole another monster within itself, and it's pretty creepy just to experience for yourself. But I hope you guys liked this video. I hope you liked my scary encounters. If you've had any scary encounters, ghost stories, anything like that, share it below. I love reading scary stories, everything like that, all things spooky. I'll see you guys in the next video. Say hi! Say hi, my name's Rose!